Hi and welcome to a new episode of Sjakksnakk. My name is Askild Bryn, and as always, I'm joined by my good friend Odin Blikravea. Welcome, Odin.
Thank you.
How's it going, and what's new in your life?
Life is good. My daughter just started her first day at school today.
Wow.
Yeah, that's good. And I showed her some picture of the guest we're about to talk with. And she said that it's really cool that she's good at chess and that she's also good at chess and that she was very beautiful. But I was not supposed to say that.
That was sweet. I think she's a fan. And we were excited, Odin, because today we flew in to Sweden, to Stockholm, to meet a chess player who we've been wanting to have as a guest on the podcast for a long time. And now the day has come. So today's guest is a famous chess streamer and content creator. And even at the age of just 22, she has reached over 1.1 million subscribers on YouTube. She was born into a chess family with two grandmasters as parents, the legendary Pia Cramling, one of the best female chess players of all time, and Juan Belon Lopez, the Spanish Tal. And she is herself a woman FIDE master. She has also become a friend of the podcast after the house party at Odin's house in Stavanger. And she was also following the world record attempt, which we did. So that was really nice. And she probably is the most famous chess player from Sweden. And we're so happy to have you as our guest here today, doing the podcast with us. So welcome, Anna Belon Kramling.
Thank you. It sounds kind of crazy to hear that I'm the most famous chess player from Sweden, but I'm super excited to be here, and I've been watching your podcast for a little bit, so I'm really happy to be joining it.
Well, that's great. And I mean, you have a couple of famous chess players, obviously, from Sweden. The old now, but also legendary Ulf Andersson, but also your mother. I mean, Pia Cramling, such a legend of the game. So many fans has been wondering, how is it to grow up with two grandmasters as parents?
It's a very special upbringing, I think. I remember that I was taught how to play chess before I was taught how to talk. I was taught how to play chess almost before I knew how to walk as well. So everything in my family was a lot of chess. And for me, the most natural thing in the world was to travel to chess tournaments. So I knew chess tournaments better than I knew my own home, I feel like. It was just a lot of traveling, a lot of chess, a lot of hearing my parents talk about chess. And it almost felt like chess was everything, but then I talked to my friends and they didn't know what chess was. So I quickly realized that chess was this special thing that I knew and that I had, but that actually wasn't that normal in society. But overall, I'm very grateful to have had both of my parents as the life that they've had, and that they're grandmasters. It's really cool. And now they can help me along with my chess as well.
That's great, Anna. And your parents, they have a little bit different styles in terms of being chess players. I mean, their style of play. Does that also reflect their personality in a way?
I think so, in a way. I think it's very interesting because I do think that the way that you play chess reflects a little bit who you are as a person. My mom, she is a very calm human being, and she's very kind and humble, and she's very not direct. Like, she's very humble. And I do think that when she's playing chess, she plays a little bit more positionally and she plays maybe a little bit more slowly. But I also feel like it's become a stereotype. Like, I have seen my mom doing some crazy tactics. I have seen her playing very dangerously. I have seen her attacking. So I think it's more that my mom thinks that this is the way she is. But I think that in the chess, a part of her true self comes out that maybe in other aspects of her life doesn't really come out. My dad is definitely a much more kind of open, talkative, jokey kind of guy. So it also reflects really quickly in the chess. He takes a little bit more risks. He's not really afraid of playing moves that he believes in truly. He likes to play very beautiful moves. he kind of sees chess as art. He loves writing. He loves drawing in real life. I think a lot of those things really come together when it comes to chess. He's also very famous for having painted his score sheets. He used to paint them in a lot of different colors. And he's just one of the most like artsy persons that I know. So I think you can see it in the chess. But I think for my mom, it's actually a little bit more interesting because I really think that she in real life is also very confident and that she is all of these things, but sometimes you don't see it in her as a person, but you only see it as a chess player.
Fantastic. And as I said, one of the nicknames for your father is the Spanish Tal. And Odin, in our previous episode, you said that Tal is the greatest player of all time. But you have actually played both Pia and Juan in tournament games.
Yeah, thought you were going to say Tal, but yeah. I've actually known you since you were a baby, and I realized this makes me sound like Eldron from Lord of the Rings. But but it was when I was in my prime, 19, 20 years. I used to win all the B groups in Gibraltar, and there I played against both your mother and father in the Masters. And I remember, like I was crushed in both games, but two widely different styles. Against your mother, I was slowly crushed and positionally, and against your father, it was a really tactical game, and I think I lasted around 25 moves or something like that.
That is so funny. I remember you. Like, I remember you from when I was a little kid. Because I used to go to all of these tournaments as well, to Gibraltar every single year. So when I saw you again, I was like, wait, I really recognize him. I think I've seen him a lot of times.
Yeah, me and your mother was the only two individuals there who played 15 years in a row. So
wow.
At one point. And then the 16th years, I couldn't go. I had to study or something. I can't remember.
Yeah. You even got a diploma or something.
Yeah.
They gave you a diploma?
Yeah, we both have one, I think.
At one of the closing dinners on the 15th anniversary. Yeah.
That is amazing. And my dad crushed you in 25 moves.
Yeah.
What happened in that game?
Yeah, I can't remember. It's such a long time ago.
I have also lost against your father in Gibraltar in the Masters. Yeah. I just blundered a pawn out of the opening, and I probably gave up after 20, 25 moves.
Really?
As black, he was just a beast.
I feel like that's what my dad does. Either like, I don't know what happens, or he wins in 25. Like, it goes really quickly.
Yeah. But Odin, they even made like chess cover with you in one of the local magazines or something.
Yeah, this was even. I'm still sounding really old. This was before the Airbnb days, but we managed to rent.
You must be so old, like pre Airbnb.
I was there 1,000 years ago. There was an apartment we rented out, and then I just looked at some magazines laying there on the table. And it was like the Gibraltar version of Cosmopolitan, and there I was on the front page, like with the tagline "Pawn Star."
Wow!
Standing in the smoking and holding up a big pawn, So that was kind of cool.
That is amazing. I have to say, I am only 22 years old, but I remember the pre-Airbnb days too. So you're not that old.
Yeah, okay.
Just so you know.
You needed that one, Odin. Yeah. Many good memories from Gibraltar, but let's talk a little bit more about you, Anna. And obviously, you're such a big chess streamer these days, very popular. Can you tell us a little bit about the early days of streaming and how you got into it?
So I have played competitive chess my whole life, and I have always thought that was the only really thing that you could do with chess. I thought, okay, either you compete or maybe you're a chess trainer. But that's it. I didn't really think about anything else because when I was a little kid, I always dreamed of being a YouTuber. I thought that talking was really fun, and I have a lot of really old videos of me showing magazines and talking about my iPhone case collection and blah, blah. And I thought that the problem was that the only thing that I was good at was chess, which is something in my mind then was not for the internet. So I just thought, okay, I guess I'll never be a YouTuber. I'll have to do something else because I'm only good at chess. But then in 2020, I was asked, late 2019, if I wanted to commentate my first chess tournament, which was the Wilton Cup. And I had never done chess commentary before. And to be honest, my chess had been gone going pretty bad the few months before that. So I thought, okay, I'll take a break from competing. I'll do something else. And so I commentated the chess tournament. And then after that, I realized that, all right, we can talk about chess. Okay, I know what chess commentary is, but it was first when chess.com contacted me and asked me if I wanted to commentate the Women's World Chess Championship that I really started getting into the internet world. And I remember that very clearly because they said, Anna, the Women's World Chess Championship is starting in 2 days. It's going to be at 4:30 a.m. your time every single day. Do you want to commentate it? And I was going to high school then, so I had class at 9.
Wow.
So I remember that I thought, okay, this is a must-yes situation. If I say no, I know this will close down future opportunities. I have to say yes. But I really don't want to do this right now. This is going to be painful for the next 2 weeks. But I did it, and it was a lot of fun, and I'm really happy that I did it. And it was after that that I was introduced to Twitch, and people started saying that I should open up a Twitch channel. And I just thought, well, if I'm ever going to do this, it's now. Now is the time where I've gotten this kind of recognition. So I opened up a Twitch channel then in January 2020, and I started just streaming when I was playing chess and when I was talking. And a few months later, the pandemic hit Europe. So my school closed down, and I just had a lot of extra free time all of a sudden. And so I just spent more time streaming, and I truly only saw it as a hobby then. I just thought that it was fun to play Blitz and Bullet and talk about chess. I thought it was great. But I think the love for content creation kind of evolved from there. That was very much just the beginning.
Wow. And what do you think has been the key to your success as a streamer and content creator?
Honestly, that I'm very much myself and I don't take myself too seriously. I think that it's very important when you do things to be authentic to yourself. And I think that it's very easy to see if someone is being authentic or not. And I think that in a world where we're trying all the time to be so perfect, we're trying to put out perfect YouTube videos, we're trying to put out the absolute perfect version of ourselves, we kind of lose the authentic part of ourselves. And I think that I really try to not do that, and I hope that people can get the feeling of that, and that is why I like to upload. It doesn't matter if I lose, if I win, if whatever, I like to upload real moments of time. Kind of like when I uploaded when we were in your party, in your house party,
yeah.
and people were singing Wonderwall.
You crushed me, Nodin. Don't remind us.
I didn't upload that part. I uploaded when I lost to David Howell.
Ah, okay, yeah. You were winning, right?
I was.
At least one of the games.
At one point, yeah.
At one point. I should upload the other game when I beat you. Thank you for reminding everyone. But I just thought, I just like showing different moments in time. And yeah, I think that in its core is probably one of the main reasons. And then I think that the content in itself, there's not really that many people that travel around the world and play over-the-board chess games and strike conversations with strangers. So I think the content as well, but I think it's the other thing at its core.
But what a house party. So credit to you, Odin, and your parents. I mean, we were having some blitz games, some karaoke in the background. You were singing a lot.
Yeah. Try to sing at least.
It was great. No, it was a full-on concert. I loved it. I've never felt so good playing chess. I want that soundtrack in my background every time I play chess. It was amazing to hear Wonderwall.
Let's start a traveling band of chess players.
Bring the guitarist as well. The guy that was there, he needs to join. I don't know where he is.
And then one of the documentary... From one of the
one of my co-workers, he started playing the piano. So we really had a band going on. Yeah.
I love that band. Yeah, no, it was beautiful. Please do more house parties like that. Chess house parties are the best thing possible. And people were jealous in the comments.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They said, wow, this is what a real house party looks like. Not the other kinds. Not with dancing. No, with playing chess.
Fantastic. And we're watching, different chess streamers, content creators out there, and obviously Hikaru Nakamura is a big chess streamer, and I follow him on Twitter, and he often posts his schedule, for the week, and it seems it's a lot of hard work, and it's a grind at times. What are your thoughts on that, and how kind of demanding or difficult can it be to be a professional streamer and content creator?
I think it's a really tricky question because I think that it's a lot of hard work. It's definitely a lot of hard work. It's a full-time job for sure. But I think that everyone is doing it in a different way. So Hikaru, for instance, he focuses a lot on streaming. So he spends a lot of time streaming, and then he posts a lot of the parts from his streams on YouTube. He also does recaps, and he competes on the highest level of chess. So I mean, I don't know where he has any free time because he's doing things all the time. But I think it's very different for everyone, and I think it's a little bit about what your goals are. I used to definitely stream a lot more in the past. I used to really put in the hours. Now I'm trying to work a little bit more smartly and less hardly. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense.
For me personally, right now, it's a lot of traveling. I travel a lot. And when I travel, I'm definitely filming or recording between 8 and 10 hours a day.
Wow,
so
that's a lot.
It's a lot. And very little of it comes out to YouTube or to social media. So it's a lot of work that people do not see. But then when I'm home, then maybe I'm doing a little bit less, and I'm maybe focusing on studying chess or on streaming a bit more or on recording videos at home. But I think the best part about being a content creator is that you're very free and you can choose exactly what you want to do. And if you want to go to Paris to play chess in front of the Eiffel Tower, you can. Or if you want to you're so free to do any creative idea that you have. And so there's no amount of hours that you have to put in, but I think you just have to be smart about what you do.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting. And is it like tough to come up with funny and interesting ideas, like to present to your fans? Or are you more the type of streamer, content creator that does things on the go if you're traveling and stuff like that?
So I think a lot of things that I come up with are on the go. I definitely just like being in front of people and playing chess and seeing what angles these things take. Because for me, it's very important that in my content, it comes off as authentic. So it's hard for me unless I have like, my mom is going to prank these people. Nobody knows she's a grandmaster. Unless I have this kind of general idea, I do prefer that I see what actually happens and then I frame the video from what happened. But I think the hardest part is not when you get to that point. I think the hardest part is in the beginning when you're trying to find your voice. What is your initial thing? When I started streaming, I had no idea, what am I contributing? What am I doing? Am I contributing by just being funny and just streaming online chess? Am I contributing? What is my contribution to the chess world? How can I stand out from everyone else? Am I contributing just by having 2 grandmaster parents? What is actually what I can bring in? And I think that question is the hardest question to answer as a content creator. I think the moment you find what it is that you provide, all the ideas within that become a lot easier. But it took me years to actually understand what it is that I'm doing. So that was very difficult. But now that I know that I'm the girl that travels around the world and plays chess and goes to random places and meets people, it becomes a lot easier to do things within that. But I didn't know that was what I was going to be when I started.
That's very interesting. And speaking of having a voice, I mean, you're so popular now these days with all these followers, and you do have a big voice in that sense, that you're very influential. And is that something you reflect upon from time to time? And are there any specific causes you're trying to fight for in the chess community or otherwise using your fame and influence?
I think for me, the most important thing is that I truly hope that by having so many people watch my videos and seeing a girl playing chess on the streets and playing against all kinds of different people, that it becomes just more normalized on the internet seeing women playing chess. I do speak up about it a few times because I think that me and pretty much any other woman in the chess world has gone through some things. But what I like to do the most is that I like to just being a positive, happy girl that loves playing chess. Because I hope that that image overall, with the amount of views that image gets, just in general normalizes women playing chess. And I hope that it makes people that don't know anything about chess think that it is just as normal for a girl as it is for a guy to play. And I think that is the direction that it's moving towards. It's obviously not there yet, but it's moving towards that direction, and it's making me very, very happy. So for me, that is one of the biggest causes, especially considering that I know my mom, she fought for this for so long when she was young. She wanted to prove that a woman could become a grandmaster at chess. That was her biggest driving force.
And I mean, she was truly one of the trailblazers for females in chess and improvement for females in chess. So that must be also special for you now, kind of picking up the torch in one way.
It definitely is. And I think that when I started, I didn't really realize that that is what was happening. But from hearing stories about her, stories about how she would, for instance, write her name as P. Cramling instead of Pia Cramling because she didn't want magazines, the people reading the magazines to know that she was a woman.
Peter.
Exactly. Might be Peter Cramling that was playing the game. Because she was scared that at that time, if they saw that it was a woman, they would think about her moves differently than if they thought it was a man, subconsciously.
Yeah.
So she didn't want to be seen as different. So she did all of these small things. And I guess the biggest thing was that she obviously proved that women can absolutely become grandmasters. And she was one of the first women to do so. But I think that has always in me made me feel like, you know, I look up at my mom. She's the best one in the family. She's so good at chess. Like, she's always inspired me a lot in that way. Like, whatever dream I've had, I've always felt like I can accomplish because I know that she accomplished her dream when she was young. And she's always made me feel like I can accomplish anything. So I think that, it's really beautiful that I'm able to kind of continue on that pathway. And I'm hoping that I'm able to inspire both a lot of young girls out there or women in general, but also inspire men to see women as equal in front of the chessboard.
It's really nice to hear your perspective on streaming. And I think that you mentioned earlier that when you were a child, you traveled a lot and your parents both played chess, and chess was sort of life. And basically what you're doing is you're just documenting a really special life. So you found your thing, and I think that's something that will always be interesting to people because it's so special, as you said. Yeah,
it's crazy in a way that I'm able to make a living out of chess. That was always my dream when I was younger. I wanted to become a professional chess player, apart from a YouTuber and everything else that I wanted to be. But that was one of my goals. I wanted to become a professional chess player and make a living out of chess. And now I am, but in a very different way. So there's still so many things that I want to do, and there's so many more things I want to document. But I think it's fun that the world gets to see how amazing the chess world is, because it's truly an amazing community and an amazing world. And I'm just happy I can take people on that ride.
Great. And I just came up with a quiz for you, because in the last episode we had Jordan Fan Forest, and he obviously has a grandmaster brother. So I asked him, do you know how many grandmaster brothers there are out there? And there are not many. And I don't know the answer to this, but maybe you do. So how many people out there do have parents who are both grandmasters?
I think that there are several. I mean, we're not talking about the hundreds, obviously.
No.
But I used to be best friends with a girl when I was a little kid whose parents were grandmasters as well. And we would always hang out in Gibraltar. We would play cards and played hide and seek and everything whilst our parents were playing chess. So I know her family. She's the daughter of Bartosz and Monica Sacco.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Yep.
So they're both grandmasters. And now I'm talking grandmaster, not woman grandmaster or anything. I'm talking about the actual title grandmaster.
Yeah.
I would guess that there's maybe 10 kids in the world that have 2 grandmaster parents.
Really? That many?
Wow, that's...
I would guess.
The only other I know of is probably Alexander Grishuk and Katarina Lagno. I don't know if there are any other. There might be.
might be.
I don't know the answer. So maybe the listeners out there and the fans can help us out.
Yeah.
Because I think it's a very, very special group you're a part of in that sense.
It's very unique. I do think, I might be wrong, so please tell us if I'm wrong about this as well. But I do think that we're the only family that has 2 grandmaster parents and a titled kid.
Yeah, that must be correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you should go in the Guinness World Record book as well.
Yes! I want
Join
that.
the club.
I want that. That's the coolest club. I want to be part of that club.
and speaking of that, you were in Stavanger a couple of months ago when me and Odin played the Guinness World Record match, and we made it, Odin. We got the record. But obviously there were also 2 tournaments going on at the same time, the Norway Chess Open and also the women's tournament this year. And it was equal prize pool for both tournaments. And your mother, as the legend she is, she was obviously invited to play in that tournament, and you were there to support her. Tell us a little bit about your trip to Stavanger.
My trip to Norway Chess was amazing. I didn't really know exactly what to expect. Obviously, I knew it was one of the most important tournaments in the world with some of the best chess players in the world. So I did think it was going to be organized well, but I was shocked about how well everything was organized. Like, I felt like a superstar when I was in Stavanger, and I wasn't even playing, but everything from the fact that they had the special cars bringing everyone from the hotels to the playing hall, the amount of media coverage that there was there. As soon as a player left the car, there were all these people with the cameras. It felt like paparazzis. It was crazy. All the different interviewers. There were so many different broadcasts. It just felt like what chess tournaments should be. I feel like almost every tournament with these kind of players should have this. And I think, honestly, one of the coolest things was that people were not just going crazy over everybody playing in the open section, but people were super excited about meeting the players in the women's section as well. And I think that when you have the same conditions for everyone, when you have both the guys and the girls coming out from the same cars, doing the same thing, playing in the same playing hall, it's like, oh, you're Magnus Carlsen, can I please get an autograph? Oh, you're Lei Ting-Jie, can I please get an autograph? You're part of this little pool of really cool people that are allowed to all play there. And people just want an autograph from one of the players at Norway Chess. And I think that was something that was really cool to see. But I was mostly there to commentate my mother's games. And it was my first time doing this. It was nerve-wracking. And I felt like I was having a heart attack almost every single day. But it was overall a fantastic experience. I would love to go back to Norway Chess.
And Odin, do you expect to be asked about autographs next year during Norway Chess?
No.
But I have to mention something, because one of my highlights during the Guinness World Record match, which lasted for 61 hours, was when I beat Odin with the cow opening.
I am so happy. These words, I mean, if you're just listening to this and not seeing my face right now, you cannot really see the smile that I have, but that just makes me so happy. When I heard people go, Anna, did you see that they played the cow opening in the Guinness World Record match? I was like, wow, this is not making it to the Guinness World Record, but like it's part of the process of it. That's amazing.
So tell us about the cow opening. What is it, and how did you invent this new setup or this new opening?
There's a really funny story to how I came up with the cow opening, but basically I was bored and I thought, okay, I have done a lot of different things. I need some new content. What do I do? And so I thought it would be so much fun to create an opening. But then I thought, this is so hard. Everything is invented nowadays. So I thought this has to be really stupid because almost everything has been played. So before I came up with the moves, I thought, okay, I need to come up with a good name for this, because without a good name, this opening doesn't matter. So I started thinking about easy words, because I thought if this is an opening that I want all my viewers to be able to talk about, it has to be an easy word. People don't have English as their first language. It has to be an easy word. What are the first words you learn? Farm animals.
Hippo.
Well, no, the hippo is too complicated. I mean, you know, a little kid from I don't know what country doesn't speak English, they don't know what a hippo is. But you do know farm animals. That's the first thing you're taught in school. So I thought, okay, an animal is good. Let's do a farm animal. And so I thought, pig. Okay, this doesn't sound so good. But I thought,
that will be my opening, the next Odin opening. The pig.
The pig.
I'm gonna beat Askill with
old
the
pig.
10 times, 10 times in a row.
The old pig opening.
Oh my god.
But you agree, right? The pig, it just doesn't sound so good.
No, yeah, has a certain ring to it.
And so I thought, okay, what other animals are there? And I thought, okay, the cow. And so after I came up with the cow, I was like, all right, I like this name. What should the cow be? And then I started thinking about characteristics of a cow. I thought, okay, a cow is slow. A cow doesn't take up too much space. They're just standing there eating their grass. Like they're not really doing much. But then I came up with the idea of, this is so random, but I remember the story of the bull Ferdinand. Do you know the story?
I just saw it with my 6-year-old. Really nice story.
It's a really nice story. It's this bull that is just eating grass and not doing anything. But one day it gets stung by a bee. And when it gets stung by a bee, it goes crazy and it starts running around and people think it's the strongest bull out there. And well, the idea is that the cow is kind of the same thing because at first you're just sitting and nothing is happening. But then at some point your opponent overexpands because they think the opening is so stupid.
Yes, similar to the hedgehog,
Similar to the hedgehog, yes. And then after that, bam, then you go crazy and you win the game. That is the idea. Then maybe this doesn't happen every time, but that is the idea behind it.
I don't remember our game Odin move by move, but I think something similar happened.
Yeah.
You thought it was too slow and you like to attack.
Yeah.
That's what happens. It's the bee. The bee stings.
I was the bee. But I'm really inspired. I want to start, like, you can have the sheep.
The sheep.
Oh,
now you want to do this.
A lot of farm animals.
chicken.
The chicken, that's like...
That's good. The chicken opening. I like that. I think that's good.
The chicken has to be like, you just move your pieces back and forth and you just wait.
Exactly.
But you can expand on this. You can make like a new series of
or even like
with animal farm names.
All the farm animals.
New chessable course coming.
Here.
Just farm animals.
Just farm animals.
And you can do the jungle after that, maybe.
I mean, this is like lifelong content. I can do anything with animals. But that is the story with the cow.
Yeah, fantastic. And I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but it's a true story. In May, I was in Casablanca doing some work for chess.com, and I was interviewing Magnus Carlsen, Vishy Anand, and Hikaru Nakamura. And one of the segments we filmed with them was doing... like a quiz about the different openings, and they would rate the cow opening. Have you seen the video?
I have seen the video.
So you must have felt proud, you know, when the legend Vishy Anand or the legend Magnus Carlsen or the legend Hikaru Nakamura talks about your opening and like, yeah, this is actually not that bad, you know, or stuff like that.
It's absolutely crazy. But what was so funny was that after I then that day came up with these moves, I remember that I thought, okay, this is perfect. It's symmetrical. It's really easy. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like 4 moves. Very easy. And so I remember going into ChessBase and praying that I wouldn't find any openings that started with this. And in the like mega database that I had with classical chess games, I couldn't find a single game with it. And that's when I was like, wait a second, nobody plays this. This is so cool. Like I'm gonna start playing it. And I never ever thought that it would become as big as it did. It truly was just a meme in the beginning. But it was honestly after I started doing a lot of content with it, and then Tyler won when he started playing it, that it really blew up. So to see this year, 1 year after it all started, to see Vishy Anand and Magnus Carlsen and these people talk about it, it's crazy. Like I could never have wished for something better than that.
Truly amazing, really.
Yeah, and I'm thinking about it. It's really hard to like find a new opening.
Yeah,
because,
right?
No matter what the moves are and the sequences, it's almost all have been played like at least once before. So struggling to invent the pig.
I know.
Thinking now it has to be something really dirty and quick and like H4, H5, but that has been played before. So,
and I think that the point is that the cow has also been played before. I'm sure that people have played this not a million times, but a lot of times online or at home, but there wasn't in classical chess games.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Any proof of it being played, and so I think that was what really made me feel like this is new.
Yeah. I agree. That's like the pinnacle. Like if it's a classical
right?
chess game or not.
And did you know that I lost the first ever classical chess game with it?
No.
No,
but I want to see it.
There was no game in Chess Space at the cow opening. So this year I played the Reykjavik Open, and in the first round I am facing a grandmaster.
Wow.
And he plays the cow opening against me and beats me with the cow opening. And that is the first ever game with the cow opening on Chess Base. And I'm really happy that I'm part of the first game, even if I lost. But yeah.
You're like Odin, you're part of history, but you lost the match.
Yeah.
How does that feel?
Not good. No, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it now.
Next topic, please.
So anyways
no, but this was so much fun. But Anna, you recently came back from a chess camp in the US, in LA, with the Botez sisters and other female streamers and content creators. Tell us a little bit about that. How was that experience?
The Botez chess camp was awesome. We were all staying in a mansion in Malibu, and to begin with, I never ever thought I would go to Malibu to play chess. So it was a beautiful setting. It was really cool that we were 8 girls that are all friends with each other, and we're all staying in the same house. And it was a really funny dynamic because we would have breakfast together, we would drink wine in the evenings together, but in between that time, we would prepare against each other so much. We would compete against each other and give it our very best because it was federated. And a lot of times, like, if I beat an opponent or vice versa, we wouldn't really talk that much that evening. And then the day after, it would be like normal. But it was a really interesting dynamic. I haven't really seen a dynamic like that before. But it was a really fun experience. And I think in general, putting a lot of content creators together is really good because most people are very, what's the word? They're very hardworking and very inspirational. And so it just felt like we were all together coming up with a lot of new content and just playing chess. It was a lot of fun. And it was extra fun because I ended up tied 3rd, so it ended up going well as well.
Fantastic. And what was your highlight during the chess camp? Chess-wise or outside of the chessboard?
My highlight was beating Nemo.
Yeah, that's such a great result. How was the game?
I think that is why I am so happy with that game, because it wasn't a game where she made a mistake, really. It was just like probably one of the best classical games I've played in a long time, where I just started off with a little bit more of a comfortable ending, and then at some point I had to make a choice. Do I repeat and get a draw against her, or do I fight for a win? And I thought about that from when I had 22 minutes left to when I had 3 minutes left.
Wow.
And I end up going for the very risky line where it's a pawn race and I have 3 minutes left. And I end up trying to go for the win, and then I played it well, and then I won the game. But I think just that feeling of, okay, I believe in myself, I'm going to try to win against someone that's a lot higher rated, and then doing it, that was amazing. So that was my highlight of the actual chess. I think my overall highlight, though, was probably the times we went to the beach. We would sometimes drive down after the games to the beach and hang out by the beach all together and have like a picnic there, and people didn't see that, and we didn't really film there. Apart from when Andrea Botez was very sad about losing almost all games, and she just went swimming in ice cold water because she couldn't handle it anymore. But apart from that, we didn't really film, but it was just a very nice time. But yeah, I think chess-wise, Nemo, and maybe my first game against Dina, even though I ended up drawing when I was a piece up. But yeah.
Like people who don't usually play classical chess, they don't know this feeling. And I haven't played or won in classical chess in many years, so I really miss it when you talk about it. And it was really really gutsy decision with 3 minutes left.
It's fun, right?
It feels extra good when it works.
it's like an adrenaline kick. It's like you can experience that in a lot of different things, I think, in life. But I think in chess, it's become so powerful because it's a competition.
It is.
That you really see the results of your own actions. And then you leave with this really warm and happy feeling. And it's like the greatest thing ever.
I agree.
Fantastic. And hopefully you will have that feeling pretty soon as well, because you will be playing in the Chess Olympiad for Sweden and playing alongside your mother, Pia Cramling, and your father will also be the team captain. So it's almost a family team. How will that be like, you think?
The Olympiad is my favorite tournament. I have played 2 Olympiads in the past, 2016 and 2022. And there is nothing better than playing chess and feeling the importance of it by playing for your country. It's amazing. You're wearing the national clothes. You're sitting there with the team. Everybody's giving it their best. You're playing with the Swedish flag or whatever flag you have. And you just feel like it matters so much. And I think that is like the pinnacle of chess. That feels so much more special than when I'm competing myself in a normal tournament. So yeah, it's amazing that my mom gets to play. Or that we get to play in the same team. Of course, my mom gets to play. That we get to play on the same team. But honestly, what is amazing is that I get to play. But
I was about to say she's probably picked before you get picked on the team.
Of course, by a million years. But what I was trying to say is that it's amazing that we get to play in the same team. And it's so fun that my dad is the team captain too.
Right.
I don't know how this happened, but yeah, he's been the team captain for many years. So it's not just because like I'm in the picture or my mom is in the picture. Like he has been the team captain for the Swedish team for a lot of years in the past as well before I played. So.
And how is he like a team captain? Because I guess at some point there are situations where the captain has to make a decision or talk to the team and so on.
So I think he knows all of the women really well because he's been a trainer for a long time. So there's definitely, there's definitely like a really good relationship in that way where he feels comfortable with everyone and I think everyone feels comfortable with him too. And my mom also helps out sometimes if there's like any preparation or anything. Like my dad will do a lot of it, but then my mom will help out as well, maybe a little bit, or there'll be another coach. But I think overall the most important thing in a team tournament is the team spirit. And I overall think that the team spirit is really good every time. So I'm hoping it's going to be the same this year.
Fantastic. And can we hear your predictions for the Olympiad in the open section and the women's section? So let's say top 3.
Top 3.
Yeah, top 3.
Top 3 in the open section. Okay. India will win. The US will come second. And third, we will have... Who else is good at chess?
Norway. Actually ranked number 6, and I'm the captain. So
of the open team?
Yeah.
You're the captain of the open team?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
I'm the new captain now.
I'm the captain now.
Wait, this is amazing.
Yeah, that's good.
Wait, that's so cool. So what are you gonna? What is going to be your role?
I have no idea.
No.
I'm not there for my chess skills.
Okay, yeah. All right. Well, you know what? I love Norway. So I will say India, US, Norway. But how does Norway perform in the Olympiads typically?
Yeah, they were ranked about the same or even higher
they were ranked
last time.
higher.
Yeah, last time. Yeah. And they ended up in 56th place. It was really horrible.
Yeah, because they were playing next to us. I remember that Sweden was doing really badly and I would see the
Norwegian team like, oh my God.
Magnus and everyone next to us.
But now it's, yeah.
Like the Scandinavian Championship, not the Olympiad.
But this is a new year. I believe in all the Scandinavian teams this year. I think we're going to do fantastically. And I'm keeping high hopes. And for the women's section, I think... this is hard. This is very hard. I think India's going to do pretty good in the women's section too. Maybe not win, but what other strong teams are there? What are the strongest teams?
So many. I'm guessing Georgia.
Yeah, Georgia, they're strong. Ukraine, strong.
But the Musicek is not playing this year, right?
She's not playing.
I don't think they are. I might be wrong. I've heard somewhere.
If they're playing, they're always one of the favorites.
If they're playing, I would definitely say that I'm not sure if there are.
Yeah.
If they are, I would say Ukraine up there for sure, because it's a really strong team.
Yeah, definitely. So maybe then Ukraine, India, second, and then third. Who's your pick?
Sweden. Or
Spain.
Spain, yeah.
Ah, nice.
I think Spain has a pretty good
Yeah.
team as well.
Very good.
So I'll say Spain, but I'm not sure if I'm going to put Ukraine as number one because, like I said, I'm not sure if the Musicek are playing. How is the U.S. team?
Pretty good as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
U.S., India, Spain, and as fourth, Ukraine. I think they'll come fourth. That is my prediction.
Very good. Very good.
That's good. And do you have any advice for me as a captain?
As a captain, keep your players fed so that they are not hungry. Bring bananas during the games. Bring water. Make them feel happy. And I think that will bring the team a great team spirit.
That's good.
I would want my captain coming with. I'm going to tell my dad. Can you? Why am I? Okay.
You should tell him.
Dad, give me some water.
Give me water. But it's so nice when you feel like you got the back of the captain. Like if you feel like they're coming with water, they're coming with all this. Even if you have like a losing position or whatever, if you feel like everybody is like behind you and supporting you, you play better. I think because you feel more happy.
I'll just give them food and water when they're winning. So
this is
trying.
cheating. Don't do this. You'll be accused of cheating. If you receive a banana from the Norwegian team captain, you know what that means.
Yeah. But my idea is like behaviorism about it, like
I see.
trying to
positive reinforcement.
Positive reinforcement.
Exactly.
And, so I'm gonna have to find a way to punish them as well.
Oh no! Oh, I would be terrified of having you as a captain now.
Well, I guess Borky talked about it as well, but he said like he's just trying to be very nice and have like they all talk together about the team composition and whatnot.
I think that's the most important thing because
it's a good approach.
If you have such strong players in your team, you cannot really contribute much in the chess aspect anyways. So the most important thing becomes to be a good leader, happy force for the team. So I think that's going to be your most important role.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. I'm excited to see you there.
Yeah, me too. I'm excited to see both me and you there.
And everyone else. All right, let's jump to another topic. You mentioned it briefly now in a funny kind of way, but cheating in chess has been a big topic in the community for some time now. When you're playing online, do you ever get the feeling that your opponents are cheating, or what are your thoughts on this? Is it a big problem in the chess world these days?
I think in general, I mean, yes, it is a problem, of course, because there's a lot of tournaments, there's a lot of pride in winning at chess, and I think the worst feeling you can have is that your opponents are cheating. I do feel sometimes when I'm playing online that, okay, I'm playing as the 200 rated. This is not 200 rated chess, 200 rated Splendor things. This person is playing at 90% accuracy.
Wow.
It's 200 rated, okay. Deep down, I feel like this is probably not a fair game. And it does upset me a little bit, but I typically end up flagging those people anyways because they're too slow and they're using stockfish. So I end up winning anyways. But I guess that's more of a funny way of saying it. I do think it's a problem. I think it's a weird balance because it can also become kind of like obsession. Oh, everyone is cheating. I don't want to play online. It's just full of cheaters. And I think it can become a very negative space as well. So I think the best way is to just try to ensure as much as possible that there's as little cheating as possible. But I don't like going crazy about, oh, is this person cheating against me? Is this person not cheating against me? In general, if I feel like someone is cheating, I'll report them and then I'll just hope that it gets taken care of. But I never really like accusing people of cheating either because, yeah, you never really know. But I think, like I said, I think it's a balance. I think that cheating is a problem that needs to be tackled. But when it gets tackled, we shouldn't be completely obsessed with it and have that take over everything else in chess. That's what I think.
Yeah, and one that maybe has taken this a bit far recently is Vladimir Kramnik, the old or the former world champion and chess legend. He seems to be a bit too skeptical when playing online and stuff like that. And today, actually, he's playing a match in London called the Clash of Blames.
Clash of Blames, yeah.
This time around. And
it should be cash of blames.
Cash of
he was
who wants more money by blaming?
And yeah, I mean, what do you think of the Kramnik and everything that's going on there?
I think that there's definitely certain points that Kramnik has made that make sense to lift up. I think that cheating should be talked about, and I do think that maybe there's certain things he's kind of figured out that's kind of helped push things in a certain direction. But do I think that it's become too far? Yes, I do. I do think he's taking it a little bit too far. Like I said, I think it's all a balance. I think certain things should be talked about, but that is everything he's talking about right now. And he's not just talking about it, he's screaming at it and he's being extremely vocal about it. And I think sometimes he very much accuses people without really having any definite proof. And I think that can also have a lot of damage. If you're a professional chess player who gets accused of cheating, that can have long-term damage for you. So I think we should be a little bit more careful with just blatantly accusing people of cheating. And I think that is my biggest problem with the whole thing. But I do think that certain points he's made, it's good that they're being discussed at least. And he's not afraid of saying what he thinks, which sometimes can be good. But when it comes at the expense of others, then maybe not as much. So I think it's a balance.
And recently, I don't know if this was, if you can call this cheating or what happened, but actually there was a girl trying to poison her opponent in Russia recently. And I don't want to ask you about that specifically, but I mean, strange things happen at the chessboard apparently.
That is crazy. I read about it and it is just like mind-blowing. Like, what? Why? No. No.
But I don't know if it was like some dispute between them. I don't know the story here.
Maybe she played the cow or something like that.
Don't bring the cow into this poisoning. We are blamed free from the point. We have not been part of any of this.
But what's the strangest thing that has happened to you, like either at the chessboard or during a tournament or stuff like that?
That is a great question. What is the strangest thing that has happened to me?
Or the funniest thing, or something out of the ordinary.
One thing that is the first memory that I can think about is that when I was a little kid, actually when I was playing in Gibraltar, in the Gibraltar Amateur Tournament, I think I was 6, 7, or 8 years old. I was very young and I was playing this tournament. And I was playing against an older man, can't remember his age, but over 40 years old, and I was beating him. And at one point, I go to the bathroom and I'm washing my hands and stuff. And the arbiter comes into the bathroom and says, "Hey, Anna, your opponent thinks you might be cheating. Can we check you?"
Wow.
And I was a little girl.
Oh boy.
Like, I was 7 or something. I didn't even own an electronic device to cheat with at that point. I didn't have a phone. I didn't own an iPod. I didn't have anything. I didn't own it. And I was like, what? And then I remembered being a little bit shaken up because I was like, why does my opponent that's sitting right in front of me think that I'm like using other means to win? But I kind of took it as a compliment because it made me realize that he thought I was playing very well. So yeah, but I think that's one of the...
And you won the game in the end?
I did, yeah.
Fantastic.
That's at least how the story plays out in my head, but I'm pretty sure I won that game.
But that's something like would never fly today, I guess, if you're trying to frisk 7-year-old girls in tournaments, in the bathroom, like. And speaking of, there was actually a guy who was banned now for 5 years for something which is even worse than going to the bathroom. He sent some used condoms and porn pictures to underage girls. And
He sent one to me
Really?
what?
several years ago.
Wow.
Several years ago, so you were quite young.
But like, I think like 99% of the chess world is just wondering this about the sentence. It's like 5 years. I'm a huge fan of second chances, but I think like in this case, it should be for life. So it's just so weird. The whole sentence and the whole thing is just weird.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think 5 years is way too little. I don't think any person would be comfortable being at a tournament, especially a girl that has received one of these things.
Yeah, that's the thing.
At the same tournament as this guy. It's disgusting. So, I mean, this is completely crazy. And the craziest part was that he would send the letters as if he was someone else. So you would open up the letter thinking that he is a friend. So you would never know that it was from someone random, but it would be as if it was a friend. So I thought it was someone else when I opened up that letter. This was before I started streaming, actually. So yeah, it's crazy. And I remember that, it did shook me up or whatever, but because I was like, why do I have this? Like, this is crazy. But then I thought I was the only one. But when I saw that this has happened to a lot of other girls, that is horrible. Like, it's terrible. It's disgusting. This guy has had the addresses of all these people, and he sent something so disgusting to all these young girls. It's horrible. I definitely think his chess sentence should be a lot higher. And it's a crime as well, isn't it?
Yeah, and there's a lot of reason for it, like you're mentioning the victims, but also like this individual, it doesn't like when your behavior is like this. It's not like 6 years goes by and you're just stopping. It's so crazy what he had done. So that in itself should be enough for a life.
It should be enough for life, and at the absolute minimum, 20, 30 years. I mean, we're talking about a very long time. So 5 years, I think, is just way too little, and I don't really understand what is happening with that. Yeah.
Maybe it's possible to start like a petition to maybe get a new penalty or sentence. Yeah. If many enough people go together, maybe it's actually doable. So we can look into that till then.
Yeah.
Why not? And strip him of his title if he gets any benefits of being, a title player and stuff like that.
What title does he have?
I think international master. Yeah.
Wow, that is crazy.
Yeah.
Because the thing is that even if he only did this to a few girls, he should get at least 5 years. But
and just like the consideration to the society alone as well, it should just be a life ban, because I mean, he shouldn't be near the victims again and so on. So it's just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Anna, this has been so much fun. Before we finish, we do have a few questions from our listeners around the world. Odin, you want to start with the first couple?
Okay, before we start with the questions, I have a small announcement. We have a new sponsor, which is Lofoten Arctic Water. That's premium water from Lofoten in Norway.
Cheers.
Skål.
Skål. Okay, the first question is from a nameless viewer. Is she ever gonna try convincing Magnus her opening is legit?
Am I gonna ever try to convince the world chess champion that my opening is good? No, I will not. I feel like Magnus can look at chess and he will have his understanding of it that is better than everyone else's. And the cow opening wasn't made so that Magnus would like it. The cow opening was made so that people would have something fun to do and so that people could have a symmetrical, easy to remember opening. So if Magnus likes it, that's amazing. If he doesn't, well, then that's okay as well. We all have different cups of tea. It's totally fine. Magnus can like whatever openings he wants.
Very good. And we have another question from a nameless person out there asking, be honest, how many times have you actually beaten your mother where you were both playing at your best or trying your hardest?
That is a really good question. Probably only 3 times in my life, I think.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, she's incredibly strong. So yeah, difficult.
I have 0
Opponent,
so
yeah.
that's good.
Yeah, but I think
times.
also, I think that then I count times where it's actually been that I've won over the board. I think that at certain points, maybe I have flagged her, but I don't really count that because I do know that she's a bit slow. So yeah, at chess, I think only like 3 times in my life.
Okay.
Do you remember the first time, maybe?
I do not remember the first time because when I was a kid, she would let me win to make me feel better about my chess. And I would always wonder how come I'm 6 years old and I am beating one of the best women in the world at chess. I thought this was, even back then, I thought this is crazy. Even I'm the next chess prodigy who'll become a world champion in a few years, or she's letting me win. And I'd go and ask my dad, is mom letting me win? And he'd be like, no. But then with the years, I figured it out that she was.
That's what parents do, right?
Yeah, they do it for love.
Another question. I've always wondered how she handles trash talk, trolling, and rude opponents so well. Let alone that the whole chess world is basically shredding her cow opening, including her own parents and Magnus Carlsen. She recently said that she's not necessarily intimidated by her opponents. How does she do that?
I think that I think I see when people trash talk and try to intimidate me just as a way for them to either bring out some fun to the game or to make themselves feel better, or if it's just banter, whatever. But I don't see it as an actual personal attack against me. So it doesn't in any single way touch me. Like, I am completely unbothered by people saying that what I'm doing is bad or whatever. If I don't feel like it's bad, and especially in a filming scenario, because I feel like they're not giving me actual feedback, they're creating banter and a bit of chaos in its content, and it completely leaves me unbothered. So it's just, yeah, I really don't know the true answer to it, but I think it just doesn't get to me because I don't believe it's true. So, yeah.
Great. Odin, we also have a couple of questions that many people have asked.
Yeah, a lot of people have asked about other hobbies or sports, and if you want to become a woman GM.
Okay. Other hobbies or sports. My days are honestly very boring. I wake up, I eat, I sleep, I come up with a bunch of content ideas, I travel, I play chess, and in my free time, I meet friends or family. Like, that is literally my life. I think other hobbies would probably just be like walking and listening to music and hanging out with friends because that is what I have time for. Traveling, but I haven't traveled for the love of traveling in a lot of years. It's mostly been for chess. So no, I actually do not have a lot of other hobbies. I should pick up singing like you then, or the guitar or the piano or something. But
walking is actually a sport. It's
well, yeah, but
Olympic sport.
it is an Olympic sport,
So-
but I don't see myself as an Olympic walker. I just like listening to music and feeling the sun, and I sometimes go to the gym, but that is about it. Do I want to become a woman grandmaster? I do. I think that for me, woman grandmaster right now feels like it's like 200-300 points away, so I feel like I want to go step by step. But I am studying chess now and I'm starting to take it more seriously and I'm competing more than ever. So I really want to truly improve and truly gain more rating and get titles. So yeah, absolutely.
I have a suggestion for you because Odin is out of shape and overrated. So you should play a match against him, and you'll probably score some rating points.
I would love to. I beat you both last time I played you.
That's almost cheating, I think.
Okay,
playing against me now.
So let's organize this.
How much rating do you need?
To get the woman grandmaster?
Yeah.
Like 200 points.
200. What's your rating?
I'm like 2070 right now. I've lost
You,
rating.
Odin?
I've lost a lot of rating as well. I'm 2157, I think. My peak was 2288.
But this
but
is
I'm
a great-
still overrated.
Yeah. This is a great matchup for you, Anna.
I would love
let's
it.
make it
That's gonna be
happen.
fun.
Please fly out to Stockholm again and I'll organize the match.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Or you can come to Oslo. We can do it at the Good Night, for example.
That is true.
Yeah, we can have like a 6 or 8, 9 games match there.
Yeah, that would be
and
good.
Kristoffer Gressli, the manager of the Good Night, is also an arbiter. So
Really
we can
good
just,
arbiter.
Set up the whole thing.
There we go.
Let's
It's
make it
already
happen. And
decided.
You can stream it. We can do some.
Because
fun
I really
content,
want to go to FM, so...
So you're going to try to use me as your way of becoming an FM.
But you're a bit low rated, I think. Like,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I'm not good enough of an opponent, though.
But we'll definitely make this happen. So I'll make sure of it. That would be so much fun. We have another question. Where do you see the cow opening in 10 years? Will we see more games in the chess space, mega base?
I think so.
yeah.
I truly think that there are people that have started playing it, and there's a lot of people that tell me, Anna, I played this in a chess tournament the other day. And these are classical chess tournaments. It might be a 1200 rating or something, but it's being played at chess tournaments. And now when I went to London, I visited a place called Chess and Bridge, and it was like a chess store.
Been there. Yeah, it's fantastic.
It's amazing. And
Actually, I have to say, I was there for many days a couple of years ago, commentating on David Howell and Nils Grandelius's match
amazing.
in the embassy in London. I think it was the Swedish embassy, actually. But I was
That's amazing.
commentating from the chess shop in Baker Street.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's amazing. And the guy that runs the store, the manager of the store, he told me that there's a lot of people that go into the store and ask him if he has a book about the cow opening.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Oh boy.
And I thought, wait, this is amazing. So I do think that it's going to start getting played probably at lower levels, but at chess tournaments, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, so do I think it's going to be more played in 10 years? Yes. Will it be the most popular opening in the world? Absolutely not. But it's going to be more played, I think.
Maybe you have to write the book then. If it's such
do.
huge demand. Could
I've
be also
thought
like a
about it.
children's book with cartoons of cows and like a chess
cows.
book for kids. Yeah.
You know what? This is going to be my next project. I have to do this before someone else does
Yes,
it.
yes, do it, do
Okay.
it.
Farm Animals by Anna.
In chess.
Yeah. Farm Animals in chess.
Connect the farm animal to a chess opening.
Yes,
How to learn chess as a kid. This is amazing. I'm going to do that. That's such a good idea, actually.
Next question from Sebastian. We have a name this time around.
Amazing.
If you didn't play chess, what career would you likely choose?
Probably something that has to do with media. Like either I'd try to be a host or a presenter, or I'd make videos about something else. But I definitely think it would be something in front of a camera. I feel a lot more like myself when I'm in front of a camera and talking than what I do if I'm sitting down writing or doing anything else. So yeah, I think I have to be in front of a camera somehow. But if it wasn't with chess, it would be with something else.
Fantastic. And Odin, there's one more question. Do you want to read that out?
There's actually 2 more questions. How did you feel playing Magnus? That was from Kerman.
Kerman?
Not Kermit, but Kerman.
I felt amazing playing Magnus. It was very random that I played him. It was literally just a random meetup at El Retiro Park. I didn't know he was coming, and then he was there, and I thought, wait, this is a huge opportunity. Like, I might get to play Magnus whilst I'm streaming. This is crazy. And so I did, and I think I was very nervous when I was playing him because I realized this is going to be one of my only games in my life against him. So it was this is the moment, kind of moment. And when you're living those moments, you feel the pressure of it because you know you cannot redo that moment. And the best is if you're just like in it. But I was feeling very nervous and I was trying to make the best of the situation. But the scariest part of the whole thing was when he said, wow, you're playing so well. And then he said, tactics, tactics. And I just spent like 2 minutes trying to figure out his tactic. And it was an equal position. I didn't have to. Like, I lost all my time. But I got so nervous. Like, the world champion at that time was telling me that I had a tactic. I was freaking out.
Magnus.
Yeah.
It was so smart by him. Like, I lost all my time there. And then the game went downhill after this. But it was terrifying, but it was also really fun. It was probably one of my best chess memories ever.
But it must be like a dream scenario for any chess content creator, streamer, being in a park and then suddenly playing Magnus Carlsen.
It was crazy because I went to the park because Anish Giri had tweeted, Hikaru, let's meet at the El Retiro Park at like 2 p.m. or something. And I thought, okay, who knows? Maybe this is not going to happen. But if it happens, I have to be there. So I saw the tweet and I decided to be there at 2 p.m. to see if it happened because I thought then I'll live stream it. Hikaru didn't show up. And so it was just Anish Giri there playing against like 3 other random people. But then I started streaming there and some more people started coming because now all of this thing was live. And then after a couple of hours of me playing against random people, someone whispers in my ear, Magnus Carlsen is coming. He's going to be here in 30 minutes. Don't tell anyone. And I was like, is he even in Spain? What is he doing in this country? Like what? But then it's not just Magnus that shows up, but Judith Polgar shows up as well.
Yeah, wow, that's right. Wow. Jackpot.
I'm like, what? They were all doing some event apparently. And I'm like, this is insane. And I remember that Judith Polgar and Magnus played against each other and I was filming it. And she beat him in like 18 moves. And I remember after that day, I was shaking because I realized in my camera, I hold some of the only footage in the world of Judith Polgar beating Magnus in 18 moves.
Amazing.
Wow.
Which I thought was huge. So I remember running back home and like praying that my SD card had worked and everything and like putting everything in the laptop. And I was like, there's like nobody else that has it. I think Chess, can't remember what other entity was there that was filming it, if it was Chess24 or Chessable. But they were filming it, but I knew it was going to take some time before they uploaded it. So I thought, I have to upload it now. And so I uploaded it the same evening, and then that clip got like 1 million views or something.
Wow.
And now, yeah, a lot of people have used that clip, but it was really fun to know that I had that footage there.
Fantastic. And we have one last question before we ask that. Another question that was in our memo here was, when you think or analyze in your head about the chess moves during a chess game, which language are you thinking? In which language are you thinking?
Definitely Spanish.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was taught chess in Spanish, and so I grew up competing at chess in Spanish, and it's the only time truly I use Spanish in my brain. It's when I'm doing chess and maths. But maths is the same. When I'm calculating in my head, I go 5 por 5, 25. Like I'm like thinking, I calculate it in Spanish, and it's from the same thing that I was taught maths in Spanish.
Ah, interesting.
But yeah, so
what numbers were that in Spanish?
5 por 5. 5 times 5
Equals 25.
equals 25. Yeah, I just had to think.
had to do the
You
math.
put me on the spot. I just had to do the math.
He's thinking in Norwegian. That's the problem.
He's translating it to Norwegian and then translating it back.
Oh, that's really interesting. How your brain kind of works when it comes to chess and math and languages. I mean, that's fascinating.
I guess. It's fun. I go like, okay, si juego alfil G5, me hará alfil E7, si luego blah, blah. So yeah, it's funny how you think about chess because it's truly, for me at least, it's like a conversation. If I go bishop G5, my opponent will go bishop E7, then I go knight F3, then castles. So it's like a conversation you're having with yourself.
I have the same only in Norwegian, but
Yeah.
I'll feel that's the bishop.
Yeah, good.
Very good. And the very last question, was there a moment when you said, I don't want to play chess anymore?
Yes. Not the last 4 years, but definitely before I started streaming, there were so many moments where I had a terrible loss or a terrible draw that should have been a win. That was so painful that I just told myself, why do I put myself through this? It's too painful. I could just live a normal, happy life, go around my day and not feel these terrible emotions. Why am I doing this to myself? And then you have the moments of the opposite, like we were talking about before, where you feel this extreme euphoria from winning a game. And that is the opposite of it. But in the moments where you're feeling this pain, it can be hard to see it objectively and say, okay, it's just a game, let's move on. So no, yeah, I've had probably around 30 times I've thought about quitting.
Really? Wow. And I guess it's tougher when you're younger, right? Losing games and not having the confidence you want. And And I mean, as we get older, somehow it's easier handling losses. I think I also remember being young and losing out on, Norwegian championship titles in my age group and so on. Really, really tough. So I can relate for sure.
Yeah. But somehow you're tackling losses better when you get older. But it's kind of also a bit depressive, like an old beaten dog. Like you've been just
Being beaten so many times, it just continues.
Just like, okay, I'm not even gonna care. Just
this is why you should play a match against him.
This is great. I love these words.
I used to care so much, like it could hurt for weeks, and now it's like I'm annoyed for an hour, and then it's like, who cares? Like,
and that's kind of sad in itself, to be honest.
Yeah,
you miss really
like,
caring for it.
All my ambitions, everything is like totally gone. It's just.
I'm telling Odin he can have his redemption when he becomes like a senior player, 60 plus or something. Then he can.
You know
finally
what?
get his title.
Oh, then I believe you'll one day become the senior world champion. I can see that.
That would be really good.
I can see you going to like one of these countries where they organize
Cyprus.
this.
In the not so distant future.
And just winning the plus 65 world championship.
I'll be there rooting for you with my roller. Anna, thank you so much. This has been amazing. Thanks for taking time in a busy schedule. It's been lovely coming to Sweden, to Stockholm, and to get to know you better. I hope you had a good time, and hopefully we can do this one more time in the future.
I would love to. It was a lot of fun, and thanks for visiting Stockholm. Do you? A lot of Norwegians think that Sweden is terrible. Do you think that Sweden is good?
Yes, I love Sweden.
Yes.
Yes, I love Swedish people, the hospitality and the meatballs and everything.
Everything. Amazing. You should have some meatballs for dinner today after this.
Absolutely.
Yeah, why not? All right, so there's only one thing left to say.
Vi sjakkes!